Welcome back to my channel. This is Dave Usher here. I want to do a short tutorial today. Hopefully, we'll be able to get through some of the painting. This this is one of the paintings I did the other day. I finished it and. It'll be up on my website if you'd like to take a look at it. I am having a pretty big sale up there. So, and I have one more that I did while I was. It was not on the YouTube, but this is when I completed some of the oceans that went off into an area here and coming down to the landmass here. But today we're going to go ahead and do a tutorial. I'm going to do something that I seen up in Boston, Mass. Welcome again to my channel. We're so happy that you stopped by to see us. I have a few colors that I'm going to be experimenting with today, with the ocean scene and a rock formation that is going to be protruding out into the ocean. And you might have seen this. It's not too far from a restaurant up there, and it goes down into an area of rock formation where people go out and sit and watch the ocean and so on. But I'm going to start with the sky. I'm going to use some dark blues and some whites, of course. And I'm going to spray it down real good and get a little moisture on there right now. And let's see what we can come up with. And I'll bring it on down here and weten it up pretty good there today. And I have several brushes I'm going to be using. Hopefully, these are the brushes that I'll be using. It's an 1.5 inch here, flat brush, another flat brush. And this is one that I use for rocks. And this is another one, which is called a push brush. And another little flat one. It's a new brush I just bought. And this is another rock formation brush. So let's get started with the sky, and we're going to use a little of the darker blues up here to start with the sky, because it's going to be kind of a dark scene today. And just follow along with me here, and we're going to lighten it up a little bit, just a little bit of white, and come down in here. And I'm going to use a little bit more water because it is drying. And hopefully that everybody's having a good day and working towards the weekend coming up. And and we're going to do some more of these. This, matter of fact, this is a 11 by 14 canvas here. And after I finish all my paintings, I put a wax petroleum on each one of my paintings, so it will keep it well, gives it protection, gives a little bit of brightness to it, and it'll last forever. And you'll see as we go along. If you'd like to look at my paintings that I've done already, you can go on SD.com/ and put in shop, and then put David Usher Artist in the back of it, and or just go on Etsy and put in David Usher Artist, and it should pop right up there for you. So I'm going to make this guy kind of like it's, you know, it's I got a piece of tape down here, like it's a storm maybe coming up there, and I'm do a little bit more different colors here, a little bit more water. I like the water. These 11 by 14 canvases are already treated, and it keeps it the base running pretty good when I'm doing a tutorial like this. So we're going to just, and like I say, sometimes if I go over the time, I like to keep them as, I could speed up the camera and all that like others do, but I just like to do it in short time frames, and that way it won't keep you. I know some out there have children and they got to get their supper from school, and or whatever time you're watching these videos, you'll see I'm getting down into the black and kind of bring it down a little bit. I'm going to lighten it up a little bit after a while. Just kind of get that going. Make sure I come down on the side so that whoever's looking at the picture will see that it comes all the way around, looks three-dimensional, doesn't it? Yeah, I'm going to bring it down a little bit, darker, a lighter color down here. And I always put a tape across. Okay, that gives me a guideline, and when I take the tape off, then you'll see what I do down on the bottom. And so this is coming along pretty good. I'm going to kind of lighten it up a little bit up in here, and use that flat brush to my advantage, and get it going here. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, it looks pretty good there. So let's make it a little bit more stormy looking over here, and because Boston gets a lot of rain. I don't know how they're doing today, but we have heat waves all over the place, and people are trying to keep cool, and so let's just leave that like that right now. I'm going to come down here with a little darker, come in here like this, and you'll see how it goes as we go along here. And kind of dark, and now I'm going to lighten up just a little bit and get a little bit more water here. And bring it on down. And make it lighter, a little bit lighter. And when I take that, tape off, I'll bring my clouds all down. I'm going to lighten it up a little bit. Yeah. Bring it down in here. Now, I'm going to really lighten it out in this area. So when I make my rock formation and so on, and I come down in here, and a little bit more water. I always like to keep that. I'm right-handed, so I spray with the left hand, and makes no difference what color. It could be left-handed or right-handed. You always just go the way you feel like going. There we go. Now we're going to thin it up a little bit and bring it down and here. And this is, I'll bring it around like so and light it up a little. And in order to get what I want, I have to do what I can to lighten it up real good, and you'll see how it comes up. I'm going to take that tape off in just a minute, and and get a little bit more dark in there. Yeah. Then I'm going to brush it a little bit. You want that kind of here, and lighten up just a little bit here. More down. All right, what I'm going to do is take, I'm going to dry it off just a little bit, so it might be a little noisy on your end. That's good. I have some fans running back here, so hopefully, and I'll bring it in. So those marks there, and drop this into the trash. Always keep my roll of paper nearby. And now we're going to bring it a little lighter, coming down to my, and I'm still using that same brush, and I'm going to bring it on down, and going on, and make it around, and a little bit more white, and I'll bring it on down. Yeah. Alright, that's okay. And bring it on down here. And it's going to hit this in here. And remember I told you I use my both hands at times. And we all do that, don't we? All us painters, artists, we always use our holding hands. And bring it on down, come on down. All right. Now comes some of the other things I'm going to be doing over here. I'm going to bring this lighter blue and darker over here. And just a little bit. See, it's not taking too long on this. So, let's lighten it up a little bit and bring it down. Bring it, keep coming, and see what I'm getting to here. Try to get that light enough to show my rocks and other things that are down in there. When I finish this painting, I always take it and do it, make sure that all Now I'm going to use a little bit of this in here. And I'm making a little bit of waves here. Over on this side. Alright, just a little bit. Now, let's go back up here. Okay. Alright, we're still rolling okay. So I'm going to put that brush aside right now. And now we're going to get into the rocks. I'm going to start with a little bit of black and a little bit of gray on here. Now, as I seen that, these rocks are just piled up, going out, jetting out from the shoreline, and you want to get a little bit of gray, and they were piled on top of each other, and they keep going down until they get a little, something like that. And of course, when they get up closer, they show up a little larger, of course. And and let's get a little bit of that black here. Make sure that, okay, bring it on down. And as you get out there, alright, now, off in the distance, we're going to make, get some of this paint off of there, and kind of on both sides. I'm going to make some rocks way out here. Of course, this is bigger rock. This is down. Bring it around. And let's come over on this side, and we're going to make some rocks. And get some of that gray mixed in there with it. And I'll darken it up in just a second. This is what you see piled up in around the shore. Around the shoreline. And you keep using that little brush that I use. That's it. If you could see it real good there. It's a small brush. It's not real large. This is of course, a small 11 by 14 canvas, and that's why we use a smaller brush. Correct? That's right. Come on around. I'm going to come around this side. Down the side. Now, off in the distance, off way out there, we're going to kind of make sure that this is, I might end up off in the distance way out there. Come around the side. Alright. Now I'm going to wipe my brush off just a little bit and make sure I throw that weapon in the trash. And see if I can see it out there. Okay, let's darken these up just a little bit more on this area. And all right, now what we're going to do is put that brush aside. Now we have this started. Now I'm going to get an angle brush here, a small angle brush if I can locate it. Well, we can use this one. This is way out there too. Kind of bring it in like that and just tuck in it. Kind of get your colors where you can. Now, this is going to be. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that little brush aside, and I'm going to come down here and darken it up just a little bit. And I'll start over here, and I'm going to spray just a little bit over here. Make sure that we don't get too much. Okay, it's another one that's jellying out there. And I'm going to come over here with some white and some light blue, and come in here. And here comes your water. All right. And it's starting to come in and splashing and doing all kinds of stuff. And now if I can find that I use. Yeah, all right, there we go. All right. Now, I'm going to come in here, put that outside, and I'm going to come in here with a lot of white with a flat brush. Come in between it. Let it splash around. I'm using a flat brush now. It's only about a 3/4 inch I got. Flat brush. And here we come. I'm going to always work from the right. And here it comes. Can you see that? Can you see it coming in? Yeah, well, that's your waves coming in, so it's breaking. Just a little like this. And just keep coming in. Now I'm going to make it. it's already broke there. And come on in. Keep coming in. Kind of mix it around a little bit. And there. Come on in. Now, there we go. Coming in like this. All right. Now I'm going to put that aside just for a moment. And I'm going to raise a little bit of rocks here. Using a tiny sharp, and just bring it in. Maybe come a little. All right. And let's go over here and work on this right here. A little bit more black. That's that pointy brush. You're lifting some paint, the white below and behind it. All right. Now, let's use the same brush. Now we'll come in here. Gotta darken this area just a little bit. All right. Put that aside just a minute. Now I'm gonna try to lighten it up down in here just a little bit. You'll see when the ocean lightens up and green comes, lighter and lighter blues, kind of make it. Let's get some of that white in there. And all right, come on in with it right here. It's chopping away at the rocks, isn't it? Yeah. All right. Bring it on over. Take your brush and flatten it out. Kind of like a fall, smog coming off of a mist. All right. Come on over. Okay, let's do a little bit of splashing, huh? Let's see what we can find. And put that brush right there for a second. See if I can get some splashing around a little bit. I'm gonna see if I can't get the white splash around now. I'm using the end of this brush. You come in here. See, the front ones are getting most of your. Let's get a little bit more white in here. Just make sure you don't get it. All right. Come in here a little bit. All right, I'm going to take that brush I had. Come on over. Get some of that blue again. If you get too much, if you get too much, just go ahead and take some of that other. Now get your blue. It kind of kicks it up here. All right, let's hit it with that white again. All right. Way out there. Let's see what we can do here. It just wants to do all kinds of stuff. I'm going to go ahead and come out here. And with the blue, the darker blue. And okay. Now up in here, in that area, I'm going to lighten it because it's already settled down when it hit that water. All right, now I'm going to get some warm black and kind of finish up those. I can get some more black and take my special brush I use, a pointer, and I'm going to come over here. I'm going to start spotting it. And I'm going to take a little gray. I'm going to come in here, hit some of the high places, and I'm going to let that dry a little bit because I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. All right. Let's settle down on that a little bit. And now it is out here. It went way out here. Darken up just a little bit. I like it up with some gray. It kind of makes it stand out. A little bit more gray. Come on down this area. People walk on have on these rocks, and man, I'll tell you, you better have some good shoes, or go barefooted, because it can get awful treachery. I mean, awful. What do you want to say? Very uneasy on your feet when you get out there on some of these rocks. I'm going to kind of shadow it down here just a little bit. And all right, we're still rolling. Okay, I'm going to darken up a little bit here. Just a little bit. Yeah, try to outline it. I would put a couple out there, you know, husband and wife walking out there. I could do that. All right. And let's do it over here. And I'm going to get a little bit of white down in here and blue. Just kind of make it where it's coming in. Anybody up in Boston that's watching, let me know. Did I do it justice? I know. And bring it on down. I'm going to get some more blue here and some more white and bring it in. This is where some of the, and then we're going to make some of these coming home. Just kind of use the end of your brush and just come on down and do the best you can with what you got. Be very careful how much you get down in there, because then you lose. It's coming down in the rock. All right. Let's get out here a little bit. Yeah, Drop me a line and let me know how you like what's going on here. I'm going to come in here. If you like, and if you've got some comments, and let me know how they look. And I'll come in here with this a little bit of shadowing in down in here with a small, tiny brush. Remember, this is a small 11 by 14. And touch it up with a little bit of white over in here. Way down here. Okay. Well, we're getting there. We're getting there now. Now what I'm going to do is I'll get my other brush that I use for. I'm going to come up here. This is a flat brush again. Remember, to keep it from looking very lumpy. Make sure you thin your brush, paint down just a little bit. And I'm going to come in here a little bit more of that blue. And get a little bit more water. And just make sure you watch how much water you use. And I'm going to take it over like so. Kind of break it in right there. Come on down a little bit with your white. And the clouds are moving kind of fast here. Kind of touch the top of the clouds. Yeah. Then brush it out. And then you come down here. All right. And let's get a little bit more white. Like I said before, you use an awful lot of white in your paintings. White's good. And you can come up in here. We're going to use a little bit more white and maybe darker a little bit. All right, we're still rolling. All right. Let's see. Just a little bit. Now, there we go. Brush it out. Try to keep away from the brush marks. Make them clouds come alive there. Keep it going. Come around the side a little bit. All right. Now I'm going to lighten this down in here just a little. Here comes it. Way out there. Well, you know, I think we got what we want. Right now, I can't see how much time we got up there. But I'm going to let that dry. And when you come back again, I should have it completely done. And you can see what I meant by watching the waves and looking at the rocks going out from the area that I was talking about. So we're going to quit it now, kind of bring it down a little bit. All right, I think we're through right now, my friend. So, remember what I said, got to use a little bit of your imagination and use your mind and your heart to do art. So drop me a comment, ring the bell, sign up to subscribe and sign up, and come on back and see how things are going with my art. I'm going to try to touch it up just a little bit up in here, and then we're going to call right here. There's some beautiful clouds working. Yeah. All right, take it this way. One down. If you can hear that, that's your canvas drying out. So that's what we don't want too much to happen, but things do happen. Then you just got to go ahead and I'm going to bring it on down with some nice pretty floaters here. And bring it on down. All right, folks, I think we're done. And when all these rocks and all, they quit, and when they dry, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and make the rocks a little bit more vivid so they'll stand out. Okay, well, I think we're just going to call it the day today. And today is Thursday, isn't it? Oh. And it's about 6:30 here. Now how about that savings time, standard saving time? Is that going to help anybody? It could, it could, it could. I haven't thought about it that much, but it makes no difference to me. I just go ahead and work as I want to work. Okay. Thanks for coming by to Art at 87 Plus. Dave Usher here. hope you enjoyed the tutorial today, and hopefully I didn't go too fast and do too much that you didn't follow along. I get that way once in a while, so you just have to forgive me. And we'll see you again. So this is Dave Usher saying so long, and come back and see me again. This has been a pleasure, and it's always a pleasure to see my friends out there. And we're going to sign off now. You have a good day and a better day tomorrow. And may God bless. We'll see you again sometime.